something to think about, still about death. Everybody has somebody die. It's part of life, whether it's our poodle, in my case, my spiritual mentor, our beloved husband, our child, you know, we're going to experience it. And it's part of human life. We're going to have grief, loss, sadness, also rejoicing perhaps in the person's life. It can be very uplifting. But a powerful one to really give us energy to not waste this human life, I think, is to remember this will happen to me. That's the real wake-up call, you know. I think it's the feeling of the sense of the idea about death is we do not like to think about it. We see people are dying. We see people in the distance dying in wars, in countries we don't even know about. People a bit closer, our own friends, dearest ones, and the grief and loss. But somehow we never relate it to ourselves. Somehow it's always somebody else will die. And there's almost a feeling of relief, it's not me, you know. But we need to use it, I think, as a wake-up call. Because, so what will come from that is not fear. In fact, we live in fear already. I remember one woman telling me she lived in fear every day that her husband would die. So the reality is he will die. And as we discussed it, and I said, well, you know, the best way to feel is that given that he will die and you will die, you make the most of it. You don't waste the relationship. You make the most of it. So for us to make the most of it for our own life means what? Well, you know, to live a good life, to be useful, not to make a mess, to develop yourself, your qualities, and to be of benefit to others. Then, you know, then you can die with a happy mind, whether you think you're a Buddhist and take another life or whether you think you'll turn into dust. Doesn't matter.